Hello and welcome everybody to a new episode of Crafting Essentials. My name is Farrel Tailor and today I would like to delve into sealing secrets, why and how to seal your art journal pages. So I'm going to share with you some of my tips and tricks on how to do this. So let's get started. Here is one of my art journals. I have already sealed it, but I'm going to explain a few things to you. So my background is rice paper. I did use the mixed media glue to adhere the paper, but also to seal. So here I have cut out some elements from a 12 by 12 paper, and here is some rub-ons as well. Now when you go to seal, you want to do 2 coats. Why? Because your first coat, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to cover everything. So that second coat makes sure that you have covered. And when you do your coating, you just want a nice thin coverage for your first and then the same for the second coat. This journal has traveled a lot and it is still in really good condition. Now you'll see that there is a shine or a gloss because mixed media glue does dry glossy. But I want to show you why we want to seal it. So I have here some primer. Please don't freak out by me doing this, but I want to show you a reason why we want to protect our art journal pages. Let's say you've been at a retreat and you accidentally get some primer onto your project. To clean it, you can clean it straight away with a baby wipe. Coming off. But if that had dried, that is dry, you can still come in with your baby wipe. If you have sealed it correctly, and it's off, no longer there. So this is the main reason why you want to seal your pages. It's to protect them. You've gone to all that trouble to create beautiful pages. You want to make sure that you protect them. Another product that you can use to seal your projects is the beeswax. Now, I would use the beeswax when you have done a double page in your art journal and you've used paste. So this one here, I have used the halo paste. Sometimes, depending on what your paste, the brand or the type of paste it is, sometimes your pages will stick and you've got to peel it off, and that's because you haven't sealed it. And the best one for that is your beeswax. So you can use a foam blending tool and it fits perfectly in there. I'm going to get some on. I like to smush it around to make sure it's everywhere. And you're going to come in and you're going to seal your page. So where you think, wherever you can. Now I'm not going directly over my fussy cutting here. I've used ephemera and pieces out of the paper pad from Songs of the Sea. But you just want to make sure you cover all that stenciled area, and this is going to create resistance onto the page. So it's a seal that's going to stop it from sticking. And I would just let that sit dry. So this would be the last thing that you would do on your page. Set it aside, just let it sit for a little bit, and then you'll be able to close it up and there's no sticking. So this is for the beeswax on your stencil. So the third product I would like to show you is the transparent matte varnish. I'm going to try and pronounce it. Varnishing, Protectiva Opaca. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm very sorry, but it is a matte varnish. And this one, I really like this varnish, and I'm going to use it where I have used the dye ink pad. Now, your dye ink pad is water-based, so you need to make sure that it is completely dry. Now, I did this page last year. Same with this one here has been sitting for a good couple of days, and I've done the same. It's all done with the dye ink. Now, this one I didn't seal, and I just want to show you, I'm hoping you can see where it has transferred onto my other page. So this is another reason why sealing your projects is a good thing, because it's going to stop that transfer. It's not overly too bad, and I could put rice paper on top, but if I wanted to use this page using inks, you're still going to see the transfer. So I'm going to show you what not to do when you seal this. And I'm going to do that on here, and then I'll show you what you do on this one. So I would recommend that you do not put it directly on top, because you do this, and as you're wiping, so you're going to do long strokes. So this, yes, do long strokes up and down to cover. But what happens is, when you pour it directly on top, can you see these are my drops where I have poured it onto, and that's going to stay there. So you want to make sure that when you go to do your sealing on your art journal pages, that you put the varnish on your table, on your glass mat, non-stick mat first, and pick it up with your paintbrush. So even though the ink is dry, it is water-based. So you're not going to smudge it. So see, I have not smudged my background, but it's left watermarks, so to speak, on my page. Now, I did do another one. So here you can see that's where I put the varnish first, and as I've brought it down, it's left the marks on there. So I just want to show you, even though those pages were completely dry, you're going to get a little bit of dye ink transfer onto your paintbrush, but it is only a small amount. So don't freak out when you see that you're taking some product off. As long as that dye ink is completely dry, I would suggest leaving it overnight, using a heat tool. You just want to make sure it's completely dry, and you're only going to get a little bit come off, which is fine. So now I will show you what to do. So very quickly, I'm just going to place some on my mat. Now, cover both. And again, from the top, I'm going to come down to the bottom. So it's in nice, smooth, long strokes. And I am covering the whole page. From the top to the bottom. Now, there's not a lot of product, so you can see here, I'll just brush that out. You want it nice and smooth, and you can dry this with a heat tool, and it will not take long to dry. And that, my friends, is a wrap on sealing secrets, why and how to seal your journal pages. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your questions and suggestions in the comments below. And until next time, my friends, happy crafting.